Hello, Zagreb. Greetings from Brussels. It's a pleasure to address today's conference on the green transition of Croatian energy. This is an important year for Europe. We are into the last year of our mandate. And this time, next year, we will have a new Commission and a new Parliament. So, as I look back, I can say with certainty that this mandate has been truly defining for EU energy policy. Think back to where we were 4 years ago, in February 2020. Commission President von der Leyen had just announced the groundbreaking European Green Deal. For the first time, we were setting out a plan to tackle energy, climate, and environmental challenges as our overarching priority. We became the first continent to strive for climate neutrality by 2050. Then the COVID-19 pandemic happened just a few months later. It turned our world upside down. But we did not shy away from the challenge. We took the strategic decision to speed up the transformation of our economy and society and make the European Green Deal our growth strategy. We adopted strategies on many aspects of the clean energy transition, from offshore renewable energy to kicking off a renovation wave in Europe. We put forward a proposal to update our laws on renewable energy and energy efficiency. We did the same with proposals to decarbonize the gas market, establish the first ever EU market for clean hydrogen, and boost the energy performance of our buildings. We also presented plans to reduce methane emissions, another first for the EU. But the most pivotal moment for EU energy policy of this mandate happened when Russia invaded Ukraine. This sent our energy markets into turmoil. We found ourselves in an unprecedented position, with our biggest gas supplier at the time blackmailing some member states and manipulating our markets. Faced with this threat, the EU united under the REPowerEU plan to save energy and diversify our energy supply. Most importantly, under REPowerEU, we decided to fast forward the clean energy transition with more ambitious targets, including on renewable energy and energy efficiency. Now, as we head towards the end of this mandate, all files in the energy field have been agreed by co-legislators. We have done exactly what we had set out to do at the start of this mandate. We have put in place a legal framework for a green, fair and secure energy system, and by doing so, we have defined a credible, comprehensive path towards net zero. So what next? And what does this mean for Croatia? We are now counting on all member states to translate the EU framework into action domestically. In this context, we have assessed member states' draft national energy and climate plans, which are a critical tool for implementing 2030 targets. We have concluded that the EU and its member states still need to significantly step up implementation efforts. This coming June, member states will be asked to submit final energy and climate plans. When it comes to Croatia, there is great potential to cut energy imports by increasing the use of renewable resources. Despite an estimated 2,700 hours of sun on Croatia's coast annually, solar energy still represents a marginal share of the country's electricity generation. There is room to tap into this potential. And I have no doubt that the important reforms adopted by Croatia will help to overcome some of the obstacles currently standing in the way. What still needs to be addressed, however, are the barriers to self-consumption and renewable energy communities. This is of particular importance since these are important tools to enhance citizens' ownership of the clean energy transition. Another measure taken by Croatia, which will also make a difference, is the significant investment in buildings renovation. This will support business to make industrial production processes of energy-intensive manufacturing industry more energy efficient and increase the use of renewable resources. I'm also glad that you are investing in geothermal energy for district heating in 6 municipalities, as well as assessing the potential for geological CO2 underground storage in Croatia. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look to the future, there are challenges the EU still faces and the actions we must take to consolidate everything we have achieved. One such challenge is infrastructure. Over the past 6 months, I have made it my mission to put energy infrastructure on the political map. We need to make our energy infrastructure, and especially grids, stronger, more digital, cyber-proof and resilient. This is essential for achieving our REPowerEU goals and reaching the net zero targets. Last November, the European Commission adopted an EU grid action plan which sets out measures to ensure our power infrastructure is ready for rolling out renewables and electrifying our economy. This is just the beginning. It will take a lot of work to turn this vision into reality. It's already encouraging to see Croatia investing in upgrading 550 kilometers of electricity network, including underground cables connecting 6 islands to the mainland grid. And I know that even more investment in grid development projects in Croatia would help to integrate renewables and make your energy system more efficient. Another important focus going forward is the EU's competitiveness in the manufacturing of clean technologies. This has been a concern for some time, but has come into sharper focus more recently, especially regarding the difficulties faced by the wind industry. Last October, the Commission adopted a wind power action plan to defend this strategic sector. This plan supports the development of wind manufacturing in the EU, while also tackling difficulties linked to complex permitting, auction planning and design, high inflation and a skilled labour shortage. More broadly, this work on wind is part of our drive to strengthen Europe's industrial supply chain. And we are working on many fronts, including through a proposal for a Net Zero Industry Act to build a strong EU industrial policy and competitive supply chain. The Net Zero Industry Act, the Wind Power Action Plan, the Grid Action Plan, the rules for fast-track permitting together with our new ambitious energy targets for 2030 create the right framework to provide investment certainty and boost Europe's competitiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, the world has changed in many ways since this Commission took office in December 2019. But so, too, has EU energy policy. We have come a long way in a short amount of time. We have fast-forwarded the clean energy transition at a pace no one had predicted. We are steadily moving to being less dependent on fossil fuels and foreign suppliers and more reliant on our homegrown clean energy. We count on Croatia and all the member states, on citizens and companies across Europe to go the extra mile and help us build the clean, reliable and fair energy system of the future.